This
episode
of We
like
shooting
Double Tap
is
brought
to you
by
Swamp Fox,
Optics, Manicore,
Arms
Polymer,
80, Bowers,
Group
and
the Sonoran
Desert
Institute. God, wrong show. Do it one more time.
No,
that was so good. I'm sorry.
This
Sorry. There's a video thing happening. Okay, we're good. I'm ready. Let's do this.
This
Episode
of Double Tap. I don't give a anymore. Just start the goddamn thing.
Welcome to We Like Shooting Double Tap, episode 153, where we answer your questions, ask a few of our own, and touch base on gun industry news. Our panel tonight doesn't give a anymore. His name's Jeremy Posderick. We got the Machine Gun Moses, Aaron Krieger checking in. Our very own Nick Lynch is back alive and in the studio. My name is Sean Heron, and I've been COVID-free for 4 weeks, and I want to welcome you to the show. Oh, yeah.
How do you know you've been COVID-free for however many weeks?
Oh, I'm just assuming. I don't really know.
Like, you could have it right now and we wouldn't know.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You could just not be symptomatic, or you could possibly not be showing symptoms yet. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. Everything else is made up. Why not this?
I think I have coronas.
Do you?
Are there any 5G towers here?
I think so, yeah.
Then we're
Are there?
screwed.
I didn't think they were in play yet.
Yeah, I think there's all the 5G towers.
Yeah, everybody knows it's caused by the 5Gs.
Yeah, 5G is where it be.
What are the 5Gs? Grip, grope,
Gangster,
girth,
gangster, girth,
and grapple.
and grapple.
What about ghosts? I've got ghosts in my blood.
Well, that's
that only
6G.
cocaine can cure.
Thank you, Ernest, for telling us that our video was dead. It's fixed now. We're better. Aaron, how are you?
I'm good, except for my coronas.
You shaved again.
I have to shave every day.
Yeah, but I thought you were...
Oh, you meant my face.
Yeah. That's a weird job requirement.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I didn't either. Oh, gosh. Someone's harpies are raging right now.
Hey, Nick, this drink is pretty good. What did you make us?
I just had things in the cupboard and I combined them.
It's a little bit nutty.
It's like jungle juice, but also I teabagged it.
That explains the nuttiness.
Yeah.
Gingerly.
Jinx. Let's see. I'm just reading through the comments. All right. I guess that'll do. All right. First up, I do want to talk about Swamp Fox Optics. So we just did a torture test of the Arrowhead, and I'm not going to spoil it, but Aaron, help me remember some of the things. So we knocked it off of a table. We threw it against some wood. We threw it over a berm.
Concrete.
Dropped it on
Spoiler
concrete.
alert! You tortured it.
Dropped it from 8 feet up onto hard Scrabble clay dirt twice.
Scrabble?
All times.
What's that?
Like you were playing the board game and then you dropped it onto the board game Scrabble?
No, it's Scrabble.
It was driven over.
We drove over it. We dragged it behind a truck. We shot it twice with 12 gauge birdshot. We beat a rubber dummy to death with it. I bent it with a tire iron. I beat the hell out of it with a tire iron. I pounded a tent stake into the ground with a tire iron.
So basically, like, you used all of your fathering techniques on it. You beat it with a tire iron.
Yeah.
You bent it with a tire iron.
Yeah, absolutely. So we beat the out of it, and the video is going to come out probably in the next few days. I think maybe Monday is when we'll release that. It's going to be awesome, man. The video it's got lots of cool footage in it, and we really destroyed that thing. Like, really, really destroyed it. And the gun that it was on, it was like you and the horse you rode in on is basically should be the title of that video. But they just came out. Liberty and Justice are releasing very, very, very soon. The Blade Prism site. We did a review on that. You can check our YouTube channel. Nick, you still happy with Swamp Fox and the products they're putting out?
Yeah.
Jeremy?
I'll tell you what. Oh, sorry.
Oh, is Jeremy on the phone? Jeremy?
Yes.
Have you messed with your blade at all?
I'm still waiting on to get the rifle like fully. I haven't even sighted in yet, and I feel bad.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I really like it though because red dots usually look like Africa.
yeah, for me, red dots look like a I don't know, a dot with a Corona penumbra around it. Yeah. So anyway, go check them out. SwampFoxOptics.com. You can save 25% off of everything. Oh, and by the way, I saw, the armor that they're making for the Liberty and Justice that they announced at SHOT Show.
Yeah.
I synced it.
Yeah.
It's cool as
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
I saw it too. I synced it.
Yeah. But yeah.
In January, Sean.
I know, but I saw the most recent ones, the actual production models. They're cool. Oh, cool. Restart to install the latest Windows updates. Okay, hold on.
You should do that now.
I'm going to do it right now. Swamp Fox
I don't think
Optics.
that's a great idea.
Coupon code WLS is life, and that's going to save you 25% off. And we have 2 new sponsor announcements to make coming up in the next week or so. Pretty exciting stuff. Right, Aaron?
So I was going to say, because I was interrupted when I was saying it, but I was going to say that Acer, or I'm sorry, I'm looking at something that says Acer. I was that optic that you were talking about, the torture test.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Dude, right? The fact that I was still hitting.
Yeah. I was blown away, literally. Like, that is, my head just exploded. And then all my facial hair fell off. Then my steak flooded. It was weird.
That's awesome. Sean looks like post hangover Bam Margera. I was like,
That's one of the meanest things that anybody's ever said to anybody on this show.
it is. Aaron, I'm sorry that we cut you off.
That's all right, man.
Wow. I mean, it's better than saying he looks like Ryan Dunn post Porsche. Jeez. Aaron, what is this?
Well, since how we used to do the versus thing.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that we weren't doing that anymore. Please lay it down for me.
I decided that it reached its pinnacle months ago, and we were just kind of dragging a dead body behind us every week here.
Okay.
So I wanted to change it up, and I thought we would talk about the pros and cons of different types of weapons. Okay. So this week, the ballistic knife.
Okay. The pros of ballistic knives. Getting stabbed would suck, but getting stabbed shot would be worse.
Right.
Jeremy, what are the cons? Oh, go ahead, Aaron.
I was going to say it would be kind of like Jeremy, and you could stab someone from across the room.
Right. Whoa.
But Jeremy, you're muted, by the way.
Yeah, you're muted.
Ballistic knives are no. Like,
dude,
when that thing springs
terrifying.
the out,
Yeah.
it will impale you. Like, it will kill you. Like, it's got some force. It'll bury itself into a board, like across the goddamn room.
Dude,
it's not a joke. So you have a knife, snickety snack, and you can like stab people and then push comes to shove.
Snickety snack.
Launch that out like a god. Like you're starting a pinball game.
Yeah, no, they're crazy. And
They're brutal, man.
For people that don't know what a ballistic knife is, it's basically a knife that shoots the blade.
Yeah, they're spring loaded. You hit a button and it shoots the blade out.
Yeah, it's got a pin like a grenade that you have to pull, or if I remember correctly.
That's some safety, yeah.
Yeah, they got a pin that you pull like a grenade, and then there's like a switch, and it just off it goes, and that is not something to be trifled with.
Drink.
No.
I'm watching a video of it right now.
Aren't they illegal in the U.S.?
Yes.
Are they?
Yeah, I believe so.
Why? That makes no sense. Like, I got a bow and arrow.
For the same reason
I got a blowgun.
Switchblades and things were banned. Yeah, here's the problem, though.
Okay.
You shoot somebody across the room with your ballistic knife, now you don't have a f***ing knife anymore.
You know what? That's why you carry 2 ballistic knives.
I mean, that is the only downside, but if it was the last guy and you just managed to, get him across the room, like, go pull it out of his chest and put it back.
What if you f***ing miss, or what if he like cringes and it hits his watch or something?
Yeah. No, I would go through a watch. I have a distinct feeling that would still go through the wrist and like negate that hand forever.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like you're giving it a lot of credit because think about how much spring pressure that would take. Like you've got to be able to load it.
That's true.
Yeah, but like
Dude, the Russian ones would launch pretty goddamn far.
Like think about this though. I mean, there was a time when there, with crossbows and stuff, you had to do that manually. There wasn't an assist, and that's a lot of pressure to pull back.
No, but they still used leverage. They still had cranks or some sort of other.
I mean, I have a 165-pound draw crossbow, and I do that without a tool.
What are we looking at, Sean?
Ballistic knife gelatin tests.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Is that real Jello though? That doesn't look like.
Oh, it's that guy. He's the.
Let me show you its features.
But he made like a crazy crossbow ballistic knife. This guy, remember when he had that huge egg on his head because the ball bearing came back and hit him in his dome? That dude's insane. But yeah, ballistic knives, like, so the cons are
they're illegal. The pros are the rest.
dude, no, the f***ing pro, there's like no pros. The pros are if no one's going to know what it is until the f***ing blade is buried in their spinal column.
I call that a pro.
Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah, the cons are you only get to use it once.
That's why you carry two, unless you have like a. You know what? Think of it as like a Marvel supervillain. You just have an entire bodysuit with it. You could be like the Porcupine.
That would be cool.
Think of it this way: how many of us here can accurately and reliably throw a throwing knife and to such that you could incapacitate somebody with like 90% efficiency?
No,
nobody here could. And I would have to practice for 6 months to even get like 50%.
I can stick them in wood in like maybe 3 out of 5 tries right now, but sticking them in a moving target as it closes distance towards me, no, impossible.
Right. And with one of these, you could be like thwack.
If only there was a better solution.
Yeah,
Like a gun?
yeah,
Yeah, that would also conceal well and could be used multiple times and reloaded quickly.
or a sword. Like I would rather carry a sword.
But
than a ballistic knife.
sometimes you need a knife.
I like to
can
comment,
use a
ballistic
knife.
knives. I really want to stab that guy, but he's way over there.
So actually, getting stabbed doesn't freak me out as much as getting sliced. You know what I mean?
Social distance stabbings.
Dude, ballistic knife. Wait, can we make those and register them as AOW?
No.
What if we trigger the knife with like a 22 caliber?
Then in theory, yes, it could be an AOW because it's a firearm at that point.
Yeah, hey, why not one of those knives that you like squeeze the handle and it shoots a cartridge?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Why not
Hell.
one of those? Because then you can stab
why
people,
not?
but you can also shoot them from across the room.
Yeah.
I think the point was they were originally developed for Spetsnaz, and it was like for silent killing at a distance if needed.
God,
But dude,
like a bow exists.
Yeah, but that's way smaller than a bow and way easier to hold.
But hold
And
on.
if everybody in the goddamn squad's got one, wasting one on a sentry's not that big of a deal.
But hold on. It's just like shooting. Like it's just like a self-defense shooting or a defensive shooting or something like that, right? Like you may drop 6 rounds in.
I'm not saying Russians make good decisions. I'm
Okay,
telling you what
this is very true.
made it for.
Because I'm like, it's probably not one shot, one kill unless you can hit like a major
It wasn't
artery.
Call of Duty.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't see a whole lot of pros, but the pros, cool as the cons, everything else.
I disagree, but that's okay.
It's still a knife, and we all carry knives, so it's still a knife with an extra ability.
You know what would be even better? I mean, if you really wanted to like go to war with one of those, put it on like make it a spear, so you can fight distance, and then the triggers.
Oh,
the back,
and then
so you-
if you had like a string that you could tie to your wrist, so that when you threw the spear, it got to the end of the string, and that popped it out, and then that launched the head of the spear. So it was like a double boost on a rock.
the
I
literal
thought
tip of the spear got you.
I expected it to be like a bungee cord where the spear comes back, and I was just thinking about like the spear flipping around and impaling you on the way back.
When Jeremy said it's like a knife, but you can shoot it, all I could think of was,
That's a surprise tool that can help us later.
You know what's a bummer is this made me think of that Wasp injection knife. It has a little CO2 cartridge in the handle and a button on it.
Does it give you an embolism?
Yeah, so the idea is it's got this little channel that goes up through the blade out the tip, and you stab something and then hit the button and it dumps an entire CO2 cartridge into it.
Oh, nasty.
It was intended for use on sharks.
Yes.
But they had other versions that you could use for other things as well. Yeah, so I looked that up because I was like, I remember those. Those seemed really cool. They were like $500, but still.
But wait, like, so does it give you an embolism or just like gives you a?
Anyway,
Shoot him.
yeah, like the URL.
Boy, I bet you wish you had a ballistic knife to shoot into his thigh right now.
God, you know what, Jeremy? You're right. The URL is available. The couple of places that have them listed for sale are all like out of stock, no reorder. So apparently that's not a thing anymore,
That sucks.
All right.
which is too bad because those were pretty neat.
How about this though? Let's see. We were talking. I had a thought here. Had to do with this. God, I lost because I was nice enough to let you finish your conversation.
Jesus, dude, you honestly need to get some more sleep.
Yeah. Oh wait, I remember now. Wait, no, that wasn't it. Never mind.
He was like this when he slept too, though.
He was less like this.
It's like that moment just reminded me of that scene from Dumb and Dumber where he's like, "Wait, hold on, I think, yeah, I just got an idea."
Right. I don't know, man. Are we okay?
I'm okay.
What does that
But
say? Bomb China. Oh,
So let's see. We were talking about. Let me just retrace this whole conversation in my head, so maybe I can remember it.
okay.
We were talking about ballistic knives that shoot,
Yep.
and then we started talking about knives that expand with the pressure.
If this is another joke, I swear to God.
I think that's what threw me off. Right when it was like the whole face you made, it was like, oh, yeah.
When I was like, okay, that'll do.
China.
I don't even know what we're doing with our lives, but I can tell you for sure. Did you guys know that the Bullpup Scorpion Evo Bullpup kits from CZ USA are shipping now?
Yes,
Nice.
because you told
That's
us
awesome.
on Slack.
Yeah, I did tell you. And that was designed by Manicore Arms for CZ USA, and they're out there and they're available, and people are posting them on Instagram. I still love the name Goblin Shark.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's like the best name ever for the product. But they're badass. And Nick, I posted all my rifles that had LPVOs, and like 92% of them had transformer rails.
Mhm.
Is that weird?
No, because transformer rails are more than meets the eye.
Yeah. That was the worst transformer sound that ever existed. So my throat's kind of dry because of the sweet vermouth.
What's wrong with you?
My lips did the motion, but my throat didn't make any noise. I don't even understand. Anyway,
I hate it when your lips make the motion, but your throat doesn't do anything.
transformer rails, muzzle devices, stuff for your AKs, Brens, Tavor, X95, and Tavors. All available. ManicoreArms.com. Coupon code WLS10 saves you 10% off all day, every day. It's time for questions.
Burn when you pee? Unsure about your relationship? Why can't you use 45 in a 9mm? Get your questions answered on hashtag DearWLS. Visit WeLikeShooting.com/DearWLS to submit your question.
Guys, did you notice that my beard's longer than it's ever been in my whole life?
So you glued to your face?
What if it was a gun that shot knives?
Is it weird that they were
Instead of
Nicks?
bullets?
That's called a bow.
But a gun.
And they make like air bows now.
Airbow?
Yeah, they have air guns that shoot arrows.
Personally, I still prefer Tybo.
I like air bud. But if you put air bud and tie bow together, you get air bow.
Nick,
Or Tybo.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, if you remove the nock from an arrow and filled the shaft up with gunpowder, you could stick it in a tube and then light it from the back like a
Shaft.
breech, and it would burn and it would kick it off like a rocket.
I mean, it would be pretty fucking awesome.
But would it propel it very well?
I think it would if you could. You might have to have like a rubber gasket or something that holds tight to the barrel. But yeah, I think it would.
What if it just popped?
Add more powder.
Remember, I don't know if they still do, but LaRue Tactical, at least once upon a time, had a conversion kit for a 1022 where you could feed blanks and shoot crossbow bolts. Should be
That's
pretty
a terrible
cool.
idea.
How is that a terrible idea? It's
I
awesome.
love it. I love it.
I mean, what if it obstructed your rifle barrel and it just all that pressure? Where's it going to go?
Aaron, take the first question.
All right, first question is from one of our great listeners, Mike H. And he says, Sean, when are you going to open up your storefront? Because we already know the back door is open.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I should have had this ready for you.
Okay, so you get the shaving a haircut, and I get the sad trombone.
That's right.
All right.
Now, honestly, I stopped saying never because people used to be like, when are you going to do We Like Shooting full time? And I was like, never. And then when are you going to get your FFL? Never. And now I'm like, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to open up a storefront, but I don't say never anymore. So who knows? I don't know. I don't have any plans for it. It's not something I want. I actually had someone offer me to buy a gun store for basically like $5, and I turned him down. And I think that it may have been the right choice. I don't know. It's tough for gun stores. Like Jeremy, he has the range. But Jeremy, do you think, I mean, right now you'd be doing great, but the range definitely pushed you to the next level, right?
The range is the only reason it's viable as a where I could like do that as a full-time job.
That is true because when you
I need if I was still at the gun store, I would need another job.
right, which you did do for however many years.
Yeah, but I still had another job. It's the only way I could do it.
I know that's what I just said.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you.
Are you? Because it sounded like you were correcting me.
I sound like you could off. How's that?
I sound like you.
All right, Kermit, let's go. What are we talking about?
Kermit? I don't even remember. Anyway, I don't know. I have no plans.
Why is he Kermit?
I don't know.
Sounded like Kermit the Frog there for a minute.
What, he sound like a Othnius?
Kermit the Frog here.
Hi, I am Othnius here.
Whoa, Matthias, when did you get here?
I thought there was two of you.
Now, Aaron, you have to tell like a 40-minute story.
No.
Oh, about this gun made in 1904.
Oh, wait. I miss Othias. I'll invite him on to one of the next double taps. We're going to start having guests. We were, Matt from Primary and Secondary was going to be on tonight, and he texted me, and he's like, there was cop work that had to be done.
He had the coronas.
I like Othias, and I miss Othias, except for that one time when we were trying to order food, but he was so busy telling a story to the waitress that we couldn't get our orders in.
Yeah. Yeah. That. But we were hungry.
I was like, dude, you ordered your cheeseburger, and now it's my turn.
Exactly.
It wasn't like he was getting his food any earlier either, though,
No.
let's be honest.
Nick, take the next one.
Okay. Caleb
Jeremy, you ready for this?
says, or asks, or something, declares, hey,
declare.
I have a few questions for you all. So I heard on one of y'all's podcasts, it sounded like y'all were speaking against an individual building an AR-15 instead of having a professional build. Did I misunderstand? What are the pros and cons of doing a home-built AR? I'm in the market for some new guns, $5,000 budget for 3 guns, a pistol, 9mm preferred, short to mid-range rifle, and a long-range rifle, 800-yard capability. What would y'all suggest? Thanks for your help. Great podcast.
I love how it's misunderstand.
Yeah.
Like her husband, Mr. Understand, is going to come home.
Yeah.
I do declare I misunderstand. Okay, so no. Did we ever say that people should buy instead of build?
No, you just have to be wary of the parts that you buy. You buy when you build one, and most people don't actually know enough about the parts and that they're getting to build a quality rifle. They just look at the price and go, "Oh, it's cheaper."
Dude, I think everyone should build because honestly, it's fun. You learn more about the gun. Yeah, you may f it up a little bit. You may have to do some things twice. You may end up making mistakes on the parts you buy. But dude, like, it's fun. I freaking love it. But yeah, like there's people who don't have time or the inclination or not mechanically minded. And in that case, yeah, go buy one. But I don't think we ever said that people should buy.
The only downside is you don't get a warranty.
Yeah, but it's an AR-15.
I mean, I don't get me wrong. I agree, but
yeah,
A lot of the individual parts will be warranted, though. And some manufacturers are cool enough that if you have an issue, they will sometimes talk you through, or you can be like, hey, I'm using your product with this combination of products. Do you have any suggestions or whatever?
yeah. Get a cheap hammer, a couple punches, and you'll be just fine. Like you don't need tons of tools or anything like that. Yeah, I love it. So let's move to the next part. Or Aaron, did you have an opinion on that? You're muted.
No, I didn't really. I mean, I think if you buy cheap because you're going to end up swapping. That was the whole point of our conversation is you're just going to end up swapping all the parts out anyhow with something that you actually really, really like. So, I mean, you do what you do.
Unless you're buying like a really high-end, super fancy AR, then you probably won't swap out anything.
True.
That's true.
Next part of the question, 3 guns, $5,000 budget, needs a pistol, short to mid-range rifle, and a long-range rifle with 800-yard capability.
so what's short to mid range?
Okay, Jesus. Okay.
Contact to
Short to mid-range.
500?
Short to mid-range is 50 to 500. Yeah, we'll say 50 to 500. Long range.
AR-15 next.
What pistol would you guys recommend? Hello?
Basically anything from one of the major manufacturers, like a Smith & Wesson or a Glock.
Yeah, because they're
or a CZ or
Or a CZ.
I mean, so let's say Smith & Wesson or a Glock, so we're going to say $600 for the pistol.
No, I'm going to say either a SP01 tactical or a 509 tactical or a VP9, something with a threaded barrel for future use.
Okay. And then an AR, just
He's got $5,000 to play with. Jesus Christ.
well, so okay. Then for a rifle, I'd buy like a Summit line from Faxon because I've seen those, sold quite a few of them, and they're awesome. And you're looking at about maybe $1,200 for one of those. So that puts you at $1,800, leaving you $3,200. Where you put your real money is in getting a long range rifle and the optic.
Well, yeah, 800 yards isn't long range. 800 yard capability. Okay, get a 16-inch Ruger American 308. You can hit 800 yards. Congratulations.
I don't know, man. I really think like get a $600
800 is
gun,
not that far.
a $1,200 AR, and then spend the rest of your money on long range. Get some good glass, get a good rifle that you can grow on, and then buy some ammo. Nick, what do you think?
I think 800 yards shouldn't be difficult to do relatively inexpensively. Go get a Ruger Precision. Throw a $1,000-ish first focal plane optic on there, and have fun at 800 yards or 1,000 yards.
Aaron?
You build your own rifle, chassis, barrel system for the long range rifle, relatively inexpensive, and still get decent parts. Again, I'm going back to the whole build versus buy thing, and you really get to you really part it out the way you want it to. I mean, that's the route I would take. And the most expensive thing you're going to really spend it on is glass.
Because I'm just thinking like get a good pistol, get a good AR, and then spend the rest of your money on the long range, and then you basically have.
But the long range, but like 800 yards. All right. So I say I'm going to go play at 800 yards, right?
Yes.
All I got to do is build another upper for the AR in 6.5 or something like that, and put a piece of glass on it. I don't need a whole nother rifle. 800 yards is not long enough to require like specialized. Yeah, go get a Ruger Precision. Go get a Savage 110. Go get name any mid range bolt action 308 or 6.5 or 243 will go. Like
Right.
800 yards is not far away.
But what I'm saying is, like, get those 3 guns, and then you can do anything you want to do forever. Like, yeah, 800-yard capabilities where he set that standard. But if you have a good AR, you have a good pistol, and you get a good precision rifle, you're dude. That is the that you need no matter what situation comes, right?
I think that just might be kind of difficult to do all 3 of those. If you're talking about like building or not building, but getting a precision rifle that you can grow into and will last you forever. I think that's going to be a $5,000 rifle.
I mean, it could be.
Here
But
you go. Get you a 20-inch AR in 5.56 with a 1-in-7 twist. Load up some 75 grain, 77 grain pills, and you can reach out to 800 yards and have your short, mid to 800-yard rifle all in one. Then you only need 2 guns. So you get a really nice fucking handgun and a fucking AR. And you could do that with iron sights if you're not a fucking slouch.
all right. So first of all, people who just put another upper on their existing lower are pores. Like,
I mean,
don't
Sean's so rich he could shoot a gun.
don't do that. Build 2 guns. Never swap out parts.
I'm
on
just
one
saying,
gun.
if I have a 20-inch 1-in-7 twist and I throw heavier bullets, I can reach 800 yards. It's not a problem.
Yeah, but what if people aren't Superman like you are?
It's not nothing to be with being Superman. The gun is capable of it. If you can't do it with the setup that I just mentioned, you're not going to do it with a bigger fucking gun. It's not going to happen because you suck. What you need to do is buy 3 decent guns and then $2,000 worth of fucking lessons.
Yeah. Actually, I agree there. So spend like Ruger Precision, like a Vortex Viper PST. So that's like $2-ish grand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 800 for the scope.
Spend about $1,000 building an AR. Go buy a decent pistol for $500-600. That's what, $3,500. He's got $1,500 left for magazines, ammo, and classes.
So, okay, I totally get what you guys are saying, and you're not wrong. I think that people should get training.
And all of that is really solid. And that's stuff that can be upgraded. And that's stuff like if he is an inexperienced shooter and he's talking about long range being 800 yards, that Ruger Precision is going to last him a while. And there are options out there to upgrade triggers and rebarrel and do things later on down the road to grow with that.
I mean, you're not wrong. Getting training and buying ammo is clearly the right thing to do. But I fucking hate it when people are like, don't spend that. Just get the training and the ammo and get the most basic gun you can get. I'm like, off. Buy $5,000 in guns. And then
I'm trying to teach the man that there's a big difference. Like 800 yards, like people are like, you need to learn 800 yards is not far. It's not long range.
True that. Hey, we just got joined by.
That's the point. The reason I'm mocking him mercilessly about this is because, you're going to go, I want a pistol, an AR, and then I want to shoot past 1,500 yards. Oh, now we're talking about 3 separate guns. When you're like, well, I want a handgun that goes from 0 to 5 yards, but another handgun that goes from 5 yards to 10 yards, and another handgun that goes from 10 yards to 15 yards. So what 3 handguns do I need? You need 1 handgun. That all means the same.
Speaking of handguns for 0 to 5 yards, I finally shot my 25 ACP.
Oh God,
it is amazing. One finger fits on the grip, right? Like it's so small. It works like 2/3 of the time. I'm not sure if it's an ammo issue or not. I'm gonna do a little bit of work and cleaning on it. Try it again. I think it was hard primers, but I'm not sure. It's an interesting firearm to shoot. It's really weird.
It scares me.
Well,
I got a little tank folio 25 auto.
It's not like. See, I expected it to be like that Jimenez or whatever that was that I shot at that low light class.
Yeah,
that was terrifying.
Yeah.
By the way, if any of you guys have a cheap Saturday night special like that, don't shoot it in the dark, because fire comes out of every part of the gun. And you don't want to see that because it's horrifying. It is. So don't shoot it in the dark. But no, this thing, this little 25, like it's pretty awesome. Recoil is super low, of course, but it's a louder bang than a 22. It's weird. It's really interesting to shoot.
Sounds fun. We just got joined by Matt from primary and secondary. What's up, man?
How are you?
Good. How's it going?
Not too bad.
Everything ended up okay, I take it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. By the time I arrived, everything was done. And it's like, yeah, well, thanks for calling.
Perfect. We're just going through some questions and having some fun, hanging out. You know how it goes.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So next question, Charlie M says, WLS crew, thank you for helping us stay almost sane during the Chinese virus pandemic meltdown. Sorry, Aaron. My questions are, I'm on the verge of putting red dots on my pistols and AR. Problem is, I'm a poor and can't put a red dot on every gun simultaneously. Do you have any thoughts on where to start? Maybe rifle first, pistols later, vice versa. Any thoughts on adjusting from using irons and a cheap scope to using red dots as primary sights? So I'll stop there. And actually, Matt, I think you're well qualified to answer this question.
Man.
What are your thoughts
Great
here?
question. Great question. Honestly, if it were up to me, if I had to restart everything, I would figure out, okay, what are my needs? What am I going to use the most? For me, it's a pistol. I'm going to be putting a red dot on the pistol. Also, putting the red dot on the pistol, I'm going to be able to do a lot of dry fire. My overall performance with a pistol is going to improve. I'm carrying a pistol every day. I don't carry a rifle every day on most days. I like the idea of starting with a pistol. Then from there, move on to whatever, whether it be a shotgun or a rifle or whatever you want to do. The HoloSun series have been, or the HoloSun, what is it, the 507Cs?
Yeah.
They've been impressive. I have a couple. I'm primarily a Trijicon RMR kind of guy.
Yeah.
But I have several of the HoloSuns. They've been really good. Joe Chambers with Chambers Custom, I don't know how many thousands he has on his HoloSun on one of the original Night Fighters. It stood up really well. Good battery life, good performance, even though it's made somewhere where we're not big fans of.
China.
Nah,
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So
that's my answer. I'd start with a handgun.
That's interesting. Jeremy, what do you think?
About China? I don't care that it's made there, but I wish we as a country stopped dealing with them.
The question, he's on the verge of putting red dots on pistols and AR.
I hate red dots on pistols, but that's me. Like, that's a personal thing. I can't get used to it for the same reason that, off. I hate that. I'm worse with them. I'm slower with them. It goddamn sucks. I hate red dots on pistols. So I would say put a dot on your rifle, mainly because I'm never going to put a red dot on a handgun. It's never going to happen.
Nick?
Yes.
What do you think?
How about this? Stop being a goddamn poor.
I was actually going to say rifle first, but I feel like Matt made some very good points about going with the handgun first. Like
some little bit
as just like a normal civilian going about my life. As much as I love my rifles, my handguns are more practical and more likely to be used. So yeah, I mean, I guess going for the handgun is the way to go.
Phil, I got to throw a big asterisk on there. Unless you're training with it, it's going to do you no good. So if you're going to put a red dot on the pistol, you need to train and you need to try and you need to put forth a bit of an effort because you're not going to magically all of a sudden be an awesome pistolero with a red dot.
Yeah.
So
that is a good point. It is harder, it seems like, to learn how to use a handgun with a red dot than it is to learn how to use a rifle with a red dot.
Yeah. Aaron, what do you think?
Well, using that kind of philosophy, I would go with a pistol because usually pistols are a lot less expensive to shoot than a rifle. And it's kind of like the old adage of if you can drive a stick, you can drive anything. So once you learn how to ride that red dot, you should be good to ride most anything.
Yeah, I'm kind of like...
I was done talking.
I'm kind of like Nick. I think that my initial thought was rifle because, my pistol iron sights are just fine, but... It makes sense. Like if you could only do one at a time, maybe start with pistol. As Roden said, mount the dot on the pistol and then mount the pistol on the rifle. That seems like there's a market for that there. But yeah, I mean that does make sense.
Or what about
another route to take? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nick.
Oh, just Roden over here in the comments says mount the dot on the pistol, then mount the pistol on the rifle. Done.
I literally just read that.
Did you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I was distracted. That's exactly what I was going to say.
I was distracted.
And then he says, any thoughts on adjusting from using irons and a cheap scope to using red dots as primary sights? Matt?
Okay, so basically what you're going to want to do is practice. There you go. Training's a great way to get it done. It gives you some insights as to how to navigate it a little faster, because if we try to figure out how to do this on our own, we're going to take a lot more time. We're going to make mistakes. Go to people that have been there and done that. When you are doing this, when you are doing your reps, one of the things I learned the hard way is don't use your irons as a reference, because that slows you down.
Yeah.
You want to focus on that good presentation where you're pulling up that dot right out that on the draw, present the gun, dot's right there, no worries, press, follow through, all that good stuff. If you're going to your irons first, that's just slowing up the whole process. Ultimately, what you may wind up finding is once you get good at this, when you have those good red dot presentations, your irons all of a sudden are going to be shooting a lot better. Because then this is directly stolen from Scott Jedlinski. When we're shooting irons, we can cheat because we always know where it is. We can see the irons no matter what. However, as I'm pointing a gun right at you. However, with a dot, you need to have that perfect presentation. Otherwise, if you're off just a little bit, you're not going to have that dot.
Yeah. Jedi's got some excellent points. And I did some training with him via video conference, and it was awesome.
Yeah. Great guy.
Yeah. Liked it a lot. Aaron worked at, continuing the question, Aaron worked at UPS for several years as a union worker, then as a part-time supervisor. Have you done the same thing as me and betrayed the union, losing friends and acquaintances in the process?
All right. So you said you worked years. I worked about 4 months at.
You're muted.
You flipped your mic off. Oh, no, you muted. Yeah.
You're muted.
Sorry.
You're muted.
The cat just walked all over my keyboard.
Yeah,
all right. So anyhow, I worked at UPS for about 4 months before I became a supervisor. And no, I still have all my friends. They still like me. I'm not a jerk. But yeah, I was never really part of the union because I wasn't there for 9 months.
Aren't you, though?
No, because 9 months and then you're vested.
No,
in
the jerk part.
Oh, yeah.
Which part?
The jerk part.
And then
no, man, I'm actually I try to be fair to everyone.
Aaron's cool boss.
What?
Look
Hey,
at me,
man, you smoking weed on your break? Cool, save some for me.
Aaron's cool boss. And then finally, I was visiting Colorado Springs in early March and looked up your guys' address, Sean and Nick, for the WLS shop, wanting to pop in and say hi. I used the address on Facebook and ended up in a dinky office building where a certain gun bunny's office is currently at. What's up with that? Thanks a lot for the wasted trip. A, let us know ahead of time. Don't just pop in. This is not 1992. And yeah, the right building, the wrong area. Hashtag WLS is life. Hashtag hashtags are life. Hashtag SSB. And PS, I accidentally, whatever. But then someone asked Matt, what do you think about co-witnessing red dots and iron sights?
Okay. So it really depends. I have some friends. I'm thinking of Bill Blowers right now. And if you don't know Bill, wonderful guy, great instructor, awesome sense of humor. I don't think everyone knows that he has a great sense of humor, but he does. Bill is a bit older than I am, not by much, but he's a little older than I am. The issue he has with co-witnessing irons is he can't even see the irons. So right now there's some really interesting arguments, really interesting discussions talking about not even having irons on your pistol. The idea is if you can't even see the front sight, why even bother? And I thought that's a interesting thing. For me, for duty, for all that good stuff, I'm keeping irons on there and they're co-witnessed. It works well. I am still waiting for the Birdman sights to have them on the side, but I think that's still a few years out. But to be honest with you, having co-witnessed irons with my dot, I don't even see the irons anymore. I just see the dot and I shoot and all is well. Yeah. Also irons forward, irons rear of the dot. It's sixes for me. I have guns that are both and they do the same thing. It's no issue.
Didn't Cowan just shoot like the FBI quals with no sights on his gun at all?
Nothing. Yeah.
I'm blown away. This just occurred to me. I'm blown away that nobody's done 45-degree offset sights for a handgun yet. That'll slide into a Glock dovetail and then screw it in the front. And I'm just amazed that's not a thing.
The holster would be a pain in the ass.
Oh, the holster would be a nuisance to make. I'm not saying it's a good idea. I'm just saying it seems like something someone would have done by now.
I'm not even going to say a brand. Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Aaron, next question.
The next question is from Bilbo Saget. Okay. Can you explain one stage versus two stage triggers? I 100% know that double action and single. I know 100% know what double action and single action are.
Jeremy, why don't you take that one?
Double and single stage.
Yes.
Red leather, yellow leather.
No,
Yeah, it has nothing to do with what?
Yes, double and single stage. Yes.
Double is not double action, single action. Double
Correct.
stage, single stage
Yes.
triggers. So a single stage trigger is going to basically not have or shouldn't have like take up. It's just going to break. It just goes and breaks through. A double stage trigger is going to have take up. You're going to hit a wall and then it's going to break. That's pretty much it.
Anyone have anything else to add?
That's pretty much it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, I prefer single stage, but that's just me.
Jeremy, why don't you take the next question?
Aaron Krieger, do you think airsoft fights like on the YouTube channel Dutch the Hooligan is good practice / training or just fun? Thanks.
I have never heard of Dutch the Hooligan.
I don't care who Dutch the Hooligan is. It can be my problem with stuff like paintball and my problem with paintball and airsoft and that kind of stuff has nothing to do with like the weapons or the tactics. It has to do with it's not real.
Right.
Like you're not going to act the same because if you get shot in real life, you could die. If you get hit with an airsoft gun, it hurts. Like even sim.
You could lose an eye, man. You could lose an eye.
No, you can't because no field will let you out there without a god goldfish bowl on your head.
Kids can buy airsoft guns and play in the backyard.
Whatever.
So
I mean, we used to have BB gun wars, but we were smart. We wore safety glasses.
I was just having a conversation about this with a coworker the other day. I was like, yeah, I mean, with airsoft, if I'm clearing a room, there's nothing to stop me from just, especially with the capacity on a lot of the airsoft guns, from just holding the trigger down and sweeping into the room, or just repeatedly pulling the trigger and sweeping into the room, you know? But like in real life, I have to worry about where my bullets are going and who's going to be there waiting for me and all kinds of things.
Like, you know, in real life, guess what? If I know you're in that room and I'm trying to kill you, I'm just shooting the wall. I'm just going to go through that wall if I kind of know where you're at. Like if I know you're hiding behind a certain part of the wall, I'm just going to start putting bullet holes through it. I can't do that in airsoft. I can't do that with sim guns. I can't do that with paintball gun. Like it's not realistic in that manner. Also, yeah, it's like Call of Duty. Do you think like Call of Duty tactics are what real life operators do? No, these guys are running around no scoping people and launching grenades. And like that. That's not how it works because in the real world, there's consequences for. That's why you go slow.
Can I add something to that? Because you just said something that I love.
Yes. What's that?
You just said about shooting through walls.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of negates a lot of the Israeli room clearing techniques where you're room clearing from outside the hallway or outside the room, especially in U.S. structures, residential structures where residential walls aren't cover. What a concept. I always
said like, look, if the cops were going to assault my house and I knew they were coming, I have an M1A. I got a 308 with 20 round box magazines, and I know where you're coming in because it's my house. I know where you're going to stack up because I know where I'd assault my own house from. And I'm just going to aim hip high and go down the fucking wall, take out half or most of the team, and wait for him to send another one.
That happened in Utah a few years ago. Exactly. Yeah, he was only using 9mm. I think he was using pistols.
The problem with the Israelis trying to clear a room, though, is all they're going to do is be throwing elbows as they're running. So they might be able to kick through a door or a wall with those. That might be dangerous.
Well, if Israelis were coming to clear my house, I just put dimes all over the floor in that slow-mo.
Oh, it'd be pennies, but still.
Wow.
We had
dime's going to get more attention, though.
We had a silent alarm get triggered at our shop one time, unbeknownst to us, and the sheriff's department showed up. But the great part is the entire front of the storefront, like many of them are, is glass, right? So I'm working in the back, and I glance up at the security camera, and I see a bunch of guys in black with ARs stack up on the front door in front of the glass.
And you're like, that's stupid.
Yeah. So the first thing I actually did was like reach over and like check to make sure that I had a loaded gun handy because I just saw a bunch of dudes in black like stacking up on the front door with ARs, and then one of them turned and I saw a sheriff, and I just like set the gun back down and walked up front
with your hands up.
Yeah, don't shoot. We don't have any dogs.
I don't know. I don't think that airsoft has no value. Like, I think that it can have value as long as you try to take it seriously and realize that it's not a game. And maybe not airsoft as much as like the big rubber paintballs, because those things hurt. Like, you don't want to get shot.
Yeah, you have to make the failure of training hurt as much as possible.
That's what
sim rounds hurt.
Yeah.
But I like when we went to do the one sim, what did I wear? I wore a frog shirt.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, nothing.
You bled. You bled. We all bled.
Yeah. And you got people like 18, Aaron over there with got like 47 flannels on.
Yeah, that's why we shot him in the legs. So I guess it was a game. But yeah, I mean, if there's pain, like, dude, a airsoft like shut me down. It hit me just in the right spot in the neck and like made my whole left side go numb for like a second and a half.
I got shot in the nipple, dude. I dropped.
Dude, yeah.
It hurt.
So I mean,
you're going to be more willing to run out into an open field with airsoft because you know you're not going to die.
Yeah.
See, Aaron, that's why I'm having my nipples removed.
It's a good idea. You ain't got no nipples.
Yeah. What's going to happen if somebody tries to give me a twister, right? I'm just going to stand there and be like, what?
Yeah.
What?
I'm sure that the pinch won't hurt.
I mean, sure, but not as much
You
as
got
a
no
nipple.
nipples on the backs of your arms, but like right there.
Yeah, but the back of the arm is different.
That's like a grandma's secret weapon right there.
Pinch next to your nipple. Like, no big deal.
Nick, why don't you take the next question?
Okay, Wes from Utah. Hey, guys. I had a thought about the quote, registration equals confiscation, end quote, debate. Don't get me wrong, I do not support registration, but isn't social media a type of registration? Posting pics of your guns or shooting online makes it pretty easy to track down who has guns and who to take them from when it comes time. I'm afraid to post pictures on Instagram due to the thought of it being tracked back to me. Of course, I'm already on lists having a suppressor and a concealed carry permit, so I guess it's not too different other than the red flag concerns. But what is your take on social media? I apologize if this has been asked already. Thanks for the input. Hashtags are gay.
Huh.
Hey, Wes, you know what? With your hashtagging, we'll support you in whatever lifestyle you choose.
I don't know, Matt. What do you think?
I think that could take episodes and episodes and episodes just to go over all the minutia of the topic.
Yeah.
I think one huge thing right off the bat, though, is that social media is not a government form of registration. So I think that's a big distinction.
But it could be used as such.
It certainly can. It certainly can.
Don't post pictures of make, model, and serial number with every of every gun that you have. So, you know, like it's like, and then just upload them all like in a digital format, being like, hey, come take my.
Well, there are apps for that too. Who has control over that data?
Yeah, that makes me nervous. I don't use any of those apps. It probably is China.
But you can get a house on, so.
Exactly. I order all of our patches from China. I don't care.
Now they know everything.
Yeah, I just Lysol them. Okay, here's the thing that people don't know about ordering patches from China is that literally I guarantee, 100% guarantee, that the factory in China that we use literally just prints out more and sells them on their websites and stuff. Like, I see it all the time. You see all these great freaking counterfeit patches. Yeah, it's just because they take your design and they sell it themselves. Like, they do it all the time. And I have no problem with that because I get a great price. But yeah, I mean, I don't. I do. I don't care. It's like not going into our pocket. I don't care. But yeah, I mean, if investigatorily, like if that's a word, yeah, social media could definitely be used to track down stuff like that. So,
well, we're already giving away everything as it is. Hell, just having a phone.
Yeah,
that's tracking our movement.
Oh, what about the 17 Google Homes that I have? Like I've given up any thought or semblance of any privacy. What about yeah, like you already mentioned, concealed carry permits, tax stamps for suppressors. Jeremy, Aaron, myself all have FFLs. Like,
Now, that being said, though, that doesn't mean give up or
true.
don't worry about it.
True.
Still be cautious.
Honestly, yeah. And so recently they started talking about contact tracing through your phones and stuff. Like Apple and Google were working on some software for that. That was actually the first time that I've ever been like, that I'm turning my location off on my phone. Because normally I leave it on because I'm like, what was that restaurant we went to? Oh, hold on, let me look. And then I search for Louisiana, and then I find the restaurant that we went to in my location history, which is creepy as hell, but very convenient. But yeah, when they started talking about contact tracing, I was like, okay, I'm out.
When my phone asks me, hey, did you just park? Do you want to take a picture? What?
Yes, I do.
That's actually what I was reading about when I wasn't paying attention earlier. And from what I was reading, you have to like download an app and opt into it and do a bunch of other stuff. They essentially added support.
Yeah, but that's not originally how it was. That was when they got the backlash. They changed how they were going to do it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I have.
All right, let's see.
That's why I just keep a bunch of quarters taped together in my pocket. And if I need to make a phone call, I find a payphone. But it takes 17 hours to find the payphone. So, you know.
True.
I mean, generally speaking, if the government's going to go that tyrannical and that's what you're worrying about, they're going to look at your voting records and be like, oh, you voted Republican. He's probably got guns. And they're going to come talk to you.
What's that term? It's like having your life online, having all of your electronic equipment,
Milo?
Everything in your home. What is it?
Milo, My Life Online? Or
no,
what
it's
was it? Yeah,
like if your laundry and air conditioning and everything is
like a smart
The
home?
Jetsons.
the Jetsons.
Connected home. I don't know what term.
Dang it.
The cloud.
Yeah, because that's basically giving all of our information away.
Yeah.
And that's becoming even more popular with every passing day.
Yeah.
My wife knows the listening devices are not allowed in my house.
I have them. Someday they
Internet of Things. Thank you, Jeff.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah. Someday they may actually save my freedom or take it away. One of those things.
I like to what the Alexas, right, will record if they hear evidence of a domestic disturbance. They'll like automatically record or whatever. So sometimes, like when I come home and I'm alone and I'm bored, I'll just start like screaming and yelling and
You should.
fake a fight or whatever. Just for Alexa and also that neighbor.
I know that they did. It came out that Apple had like humans listening to recordings to help verify the accuracy of Siri and whatnot when it's listening to you. And I was like, I feel really bad for anybody that ever listens to conversations in my house. It's like, what do you want for dinner? Hey, take your pants off. Why are you throwing that at me? Like just stuff like that.
Mine would just be like,
I'm like, okay, Google, you're a and it's like, I'm real sorry about that.
I don't know how to help with that.
mine is just constantly, hey Siri, play that that one song.
Actually, mine is just me screaming at Google to play something else.
Yeah. Play music. Not that music.
No, for the love of God, Google, play something else. Let's see. Nick, Jeremy, take the last question from Jor-El.
Jor-El. I'm still hoping to get my FFL and become an SOT in order to help legally sell guns to good Americans. With that said, due to zoning issues, I cannot open my small business in my county in West Virginia. I don't want to rent a commercial spot. I called my mommy, and she said I could use her home in Maryland as my FFL base. I'm only about 45 minutes from her. Assuming this is legal, how would y'all feel about living in a super free state but running an FFL in a communist state like Maryland? Which laws would I have to follow? Who could I sell pistols to? Marylanders or hillbillies? Just to understand, Maryland is similar to Hawaii and New Jersey with ridiculous red flag laws. H-bar heavy barrels?
Yeah. They can only have H-bars in their state.
That I never even heard of that. 10-round limits, 7-day weights, et cetera, et cetera. Literally why I left Maryland and moved to West Virginia to taste the freedom. Thanks, guys, and everyone listening, send in questions. It's our submissions that help this show keep going, and join the call.
Jeff J. just said, my Google just told Jeremy, please don't talk to me that way.
Okay,
That's
Google.
awesome.
Play Africa by
Toto.
I have to do it slow so, it catches
Oh,
up.
okay. All right. So this question, like, how do we feel about that?
Sure.
Okay, Google, stop. Okay, Google,
Okay.
stop.
So, I mean, yeah, you can have your
It's like you. I'm going.
You can
I
have
had that there actually.
you can have your FFL in whatever state you want, wherever your business is. You can have it. Don't forget that the ATF does require you to have office hours where they can stop by for inspections or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, there's no problem. And the question is, how do we feel about it? I don't give a
I wouldn't do it. It's too much of a headache. You can only sell pistols to Marylanders because you're in Maryland. Doesn't matter where you live. Matters where the FFL's at. So you're stuck with running by Maryland law.
No, you can sell pistols and send them to FFLs in different states.
He cannot sell a pistol to West Virginia in his store.
No, but he can
If it's
sell.
in Maryland.
He can have an online store for his business and sell pistols there, and then ship them to an FFL in the state where the person is.
Correct, but that's not what he asked. He said, whose laws would I have to follow? Maryland's, because that's where the FFL is.
Yes, except for online orders and things like that.
Well, yeah, but then you're shipping them out of state. So, like,
Yeah. So I mean, I have no problem with that. Like, do what you want to do, man. If you want to drive 45 minutes to run the business, like, totally fine.
stupid.
Can I make a suggestion for the show?
Yes.
I believe that we should stop using the word asked or ask or in any form and replace it instead of with ax. Axed.
Okay.
So on and so forth. Axing.
All right. A proposition has been floated, guys. See, Matt has an axe.
Can we get a second?
Can we get a second?
It's more of a tomahawk than an axe.
It is.
And my axe.
Thank you. Thank you, Julie. I wanted to say Jew and Gimli, but it came out weird.
It did.
Yeah,
Julie is what
I'm
I
sorry.
heard.
Gimli?
Jewish Gimli.
So Jeremy thinks it's dumb. Nick, what do you think?
I mean, if that's the only way you can do it, then do it. It sounds inconvenient and kind of annoying.
Aaron?
Yeah, it seems like a lot of effort to be put into something. I would pass.
Matt Landfair?
I agree. That sounds like it would be a headache.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you're going to have to worry about taxes from the
Why
other
do you
state and
have
stuff,
to?
too.
Why can't you have a home FFL in your county?
He said zoning.
Okay, so go get a variance. Go to the zoning board. See if you can get a variance.
Or rent some small office space somewhere.
Yeah.
How far away is the county
We said
line?
I don't want to rent a commercial spot.
Yeah, that's just
So
being
go
lazy.
to the township or the county or wherever, and see if you can get a zoning variance to. Or how about this? Build an outbuilding on your property. Have the little building zone commercial and do it that way. I've seen people do that where the township or the county wouldn't give them zoning in their house. They put an outbuilding off. Basically, they took a 2-car garage, turned it into a shop, and made that their gun store.
You know what would be awesome is to run a gun shop out of a storage unit. If you could get away with it, it would be
I kind of want to get a gun. I kind of want to get a storage unit that nobody knows I have, just so I can fill it with like guns and explosives and just on the off chance that I die and they find it and they're like, wow, and I fill it with like fake government documents and
I've been kind of thinking about getting a storage unit to fill with Guy Fieri's Ferrari or Lamborghini
It's
or whatever
just-
it was.
it's just guns and ammo and armor and like a car that nobody knew I owned. And they'd be like, what the did Dad do for a living?
That sounds like so much work, man.
It'd be funny, but come on, think of the joke.
Yeah, but
You'd be dead, though.
You wouldn't be there for it.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Who cares?
I
Who
do.
cares? It would make my family go, what the
Just do that for Aaron.
Here's the thing, Jeremy. Your family wouldn't. Your family would be like, Jeremy, now I have the headache of dealing with this.
right. They'd be
Yeah,
like,
but think how much money would be stuffed in that locker. They'd be like, well,
There's
guess we're paying off the house.
There's always money in the banana stand.
Until it burns down.
that's it for Dear
I mean,
W.
what's a banana worth these days? Like $20?
I don't know. That's it for Dear WLS. Send us questions. WeLikeShooting.com/Dear WLS is where you can do it. And all right, who here has a Polymer 80? Raise your hand.
Well, I have a frame.
Matt doesn't. Polymer 80. So the SIG P320s, that's the newest thing that they have is the P320 PTEX, which are pretty dang cool. Matt, do you like SIGs?
You know, it's funny that you say that because I wondered how the heck is that even possible when this is considered the firearm?
Yeah, it's just a frame.
And so, yeah. So you'd buy one of these that's incomplete,
Or-
and then you just need to mill something out?
No, you don't need to mill anything out. It's not even 80% because it's not a firearm.
It's just the
It's
grip.
just the frame, just the
The-
grip.
a grip module.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
See, like this.
Now, Matt, there is somebody that we met at SHOT Show that's doing exactly what you just said, taking the actual serialized part and making that 80%.
Yes. That's interesting.
Isn't it?
Because I have a couple of these that I need to throw them in things.
Yeah.
I can't find lower part kits anywhere.
Yeah, it is tough.
For a pistol?
Yeah.
For
I
a
have a lower
320.
parts kit
320. For a
Oh,
320.
not for 320, no.
For a 320,
Yeah.
Jeremy.
I thought we were talking about, never mind.
Their grip
Well,
module.
why would you need a parts kit for a 320 when it's a fire control group?
Because it's stripped.
Because he has a stripped fire control group.
2 of them.
If you would look
One
at
I kind of want to form one of these.
It sounds really stupid if I'm being honest.
Oh, it is. That's why I'm doing it.
it's awesome. But yeah, so Polymeradi's got those. They just came out with the PF9SS, which is a single stack that uses Glock 43 parts, all kinds of stuff. Polymerady.com, coupon code WLS is life, saves you 15%. Aaron?
Yeah.
It's time for, oh wait, I almost skipped Not Guns. Hold on.
Not guns, not gear, just the gang. Hashtag not guns.
All right, what do you have for us tonight, Aaron?
All right, this week's topic. You went all boog because someone said it was Minecraft time. But now you're in the pokey and you're on death row. What's your last meal going to be?
Okay.
I'll start this off.
I
'cause
like
I've been
what you-
thinking about this a lot, actually.
I like what you've done there, and I'm starving, so this is perfect.
All right, so my last meal, because this is the last meal I'm ever going to have, is I would ask them to go to the store and buy one of those big bags of Fruity Pebbles, but the off-brand, you know, and I would just have the biggest bowl of cereal man has ever created.
Wait.
Maybe I'd get 2 of those bags and just
But why would
That
you
would be
ask for the off-brand?
because there's more in the bag than you get in the box.
Just be like, I want 10 boxes of Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah, and that would be my last meal.
Your
So
poor
how
mouth.
deep would you want that bowl to be? Because there's going to be a lot more milk.
Well, see, that's the great thing. So if you eat it right, so you eat it, and then the cereal's gone, so then you have to replenish it, and that milk just keeps getting better and better as you go along.
Wait, did you just figure out a way off of death row because you just keep eating cereal over and over and
I
over
can't,
again?
guys. I'm not out of cereal yet.
Yeah, there's still more cereal. Also, I'm lactose intolerant, so I dare you to electrocute me right now.
The joke's on you.
Oh, man. Man, so Fruity Pebbles. Matt, what would your last meal be?
You know, I'm thinking something very basic, just like, I don't know, a roast, mashed potatoes, and corn.
Yeah.
Basic. Yeah.
Sounds
Really? That's
Yeah.
your last meal on Earth, and that's the last flavor you want to have in your mouth.
Yeah.
I mean, you just said a giant bowl of Fruity Pebbles. So
Dude, it's delicious. It's like,
Yeah,
it's
so
like
it's a
candy
roast.
cereal.
For me, it'd be Thanksgiving dinner, man. That's my favorite meal. Turkey, mashed potatoes, gravy, stuffing, rolls, fruit salad, cranberry sauce. Plus, I'd be in a coma when they killed me, so I'd be okay.
Well, yeah, are we talking, when you say cranberry sauce, you mean the ones, like the jelly kind, not the ones with the berries in it, right?
Oh, well, no, I want the berries and the jelly.
Oh, gross. Good. I'm glad you're going to die then. Well, unless you around.
Nick, how about you?
a bullet.
I'm digging 5 bottles of Metamucil. Jokes on them.
Yeah.
Jokes on them when the relaxes.
Oh, man.
1 kilo of cocaine.
I don't think they can do that.
I think
I don't think you could.
Hey, that's my request. Whether they're going to give it to me or not.
yeah, that's true.
Hey, I'm going to have some fun, and I'll just kill myself with an overdose. Like,
All right. All right, it's time for the news.
though, to be fair, if I ever get put on death row, I'm requesting a firing squad.
Can you do that?
Can they do that?
Some states,
Utah.
yeah.
Utah, you can.
In Utah, really?
I think there's like 3 states where firing squad. There was a guy that did that in Ohio. They were going to electrocute him, and this was like 30 years ago. And he actually requested the firing squad, and they were like, "We still have that on the books?" And they were like, "Yeah, we do." And I don't know if it still is, but I don't think they could find anybody to shoot him.
Oh,
Like,
they didn't ask
volunteer
us.
for that shit, right? I'd be like, don't even need the empty rifle.
Right? We're
Wait,
all loaded
Just
up.
give me a rifle.
Where does the firing squad aim?
The heart.
Why wouldn't they just all shoot him in the face?
What's that?
Why wouldn't they just all shoot him in the face?
The heart's just as effective.
Is it?
You know, funeral, open casket and stuff.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
I would shoot him in the.
We know.
I mean, if you did something bad enough to get shot by a firing squad, you kind of deserved it.
17 times.
I mean, with that whole up with the drugs, they were like trying to lethally inject people, and like it was up and like burning them. And
But it was paralyzing him first.
Yeah, what a horrible. I mean,
but like how
guess
hard
it's-
is it to just overdose somebody on
I got some
heroin?
meth.
Well, there's
okay, wait, I changed my answer. Dilaudid. I just want a lot of Dilaudid.
there you go. I don't think that's a meal.
It can be,
Well, just overdose them on morphine. Like how hard is that?
right?
Same effect, and you just kind of go to sleep.
Well, no, because morphine's too addictive.
Matt, are you sticking with roast and mashed potatoes?
What was that?
Are you sticking with roast and mashed potatoes?
Oh yeah.
Look straight at the guard and be like, "Your wife's."
Wow. Jeez, Jeremy.
My wife is dead.
Aaron enjoyed it.
Even better.
Oh, God. I don't know. Nick, tell us something about Bowers Group.
Bowers Group is pretty great. They make suppressors.
Okay. Jeremy, tell us something about Bowers Group.
They sound nice.
They sound nice?
Yeah.
Would you say that the tone is nice?
No, when you have a conversation, it's lovely. They have a lovely speaking voice.
Wait. You must be talking to Dorothy.
Yeah.
Because
No, I was talking to the can.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, Jeremy's
Mine
schizophrenic.
talk to me.
Okay.
What did it say?
Somebody red flag Jeremy quick. No, I mean, we've got lots of experience with the Bowers Group cans. Nick, right now, what's your favorite?
My favorite?
Yeah.
I think the 30T, the Verse 30T. 30 cal cans are just very versatile, you know?
They are. I think the Biddy's my favorite.
Yeah.
Just because it's tiny, like 2 3/4 inches.
It is pretty cute.
Works great on rifles.
It makes a decent shot glass.
Makes a decent shot glass. I think they're awesome. Aaron, what's your favorite?
I'm glad you asked. I only have two. I have the Biddy and the 30T, but I have I just remembered that I have a Henry lever action 22,
Oh, nice.
and I was thinking, like, what if I threaded that, put a Biddy on that?
You should.
I would very much like to do mine.
That would
But
actually be
then
awesome.
you gotta figure something out with the mag tube though.
But the Biddy is so small. I have to look at the barrel. I have to look it over, but it might.
It's not
is
that
it-
small.
Okay,
I've looked.
but still, it's a 22. I can
Yeah.
just put the bullets right down the barrel.
Matt, have you ever shot any Bowers Group cans?
What was that? Have I shot a?
Bowers Group cans?
No, not familiar with them.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome. Yeah, we
All
talked.
threaded?
What's that?
Oh, threaded or QD or what's their attachment method?
So they've got the VersaDapt system, which is basically it threads on, and then it's got a big thread for all the cans, direct thread mainly.
Okay.
Which I was QD for everything forever,
Yeah.
and I wanted QD on everything. But he eventually swayed me, and now I'm all kind of about their VersaDapt system, just because direct thread is easy, it's pretty simple,
Yeah.
and yeah, I definitely have come around. But BowersGroup.com, you guys can all check them out and use coupon code WLS, and it'll save you money every single time you order. This is time for some gun news, gun industry news. We'll chat about it. Aaron puts down headlines but doesn't read the articles, so we have to scramble to figure out what the article's about, and then we talk about it for a minute.
But it's the opposite of Savage's section, where he just reads the article verbatim.
Exactly. So I think I prefer this
I
one.
read the headline and then I give you my interpretation of what I read, and you guys figure it out from there.
Okay, what
Ready?
is it? Yep, I'm ready.
All right, Canadian Army to spend $6 million for Colt-made C20 7.62 rifles, and I'm thinking, like, who are they going to fight? They're not allowed to have guns in Canada.
Polar bears.
Right?
Yeah, that was
Decepticons.
These look pretty cool. I'm not going to lie.
Greenland. They're going to fight Greenland.
Maybe the French Canadians are going to fight the other Canadians.
God, I wish.
So this is a C-20. It's 7.62, but 7.62 by what?
It's a 308.
Okay. So $6 million doesn't seem like a ton, I guess, when
No.
you think about a big
It's only
contract.
like 3 Canadians, so
So-
in their army.
It says there are multiple contracts. One of them is for $2 million Canadian or 1.42 million US, which will be for 10 rifles. So 6 million Canadian would be 30 rifles?
Wait a minute.
Wait, it does say 10 rifles for...
Yeah, but
For
that's
$2 million.
that's the testing. They have to build 10 rifles, submit them for testing, and upon winning that contract, they get a $2 million contract.
Okay, I was like, geez.
That's
I
what that
see.
says. Yes, it's written in a really weird way.
It is.
It's a pretty good-looking rifle, I guess. Matt, what do you think?
I don't think I'd turn that away.
No, definitely not. I would.
Though,
Why not a longer rail?
look at the placement of the optic, though, of the mount.
Yeah, it's
Bridging.
I don't think it's. Is it a monolithic upper?
It might be monolithic.
It looks monolithic.
It
to
does
me.
look
I
like it
hope
is.
so. Otherwise, we can't have anything nice.
Because I don't see like any shadow or anything right there. I can't really zoom in on the picture for some reason.
There we go. Enhance.
Oh, it
Yeah.
does look very monolithic.
It looks like but still, why not make that handguard a little bit longer? Get that bipod out a little further.
Yeah.
Give you
yeah.
room for night vision if you need it.
Well, what if they want to go to the SBR and it's monolithic upper? You know,
Then they have to make 2 different handguards, uppers.
Why would you go?
Get your
SBR?
IR laser going on there.
What do you guys think about them picking OSS as the suppressor?
Sure.
My experience with OSS was years ago when they were fairly new, and I wasn't super impressed with them. Honestly, I had some issues. I know that they've changed a lot since then, and I am basically out of the loop. So I don't know. I'm not sure.
I want to know why they didn't go with Bauer's group.
Hey, that's a great question.
It is a good question, but yeah, I've heard interesting things.
Here's
about
the problem. Tom talked to them about his can, and that's when Trudeau sent his decree that all those ones were made illegal now. Because Tom just talked to him for too long.
Yeah, interesting rifle. Well, I guess we'll see how those 10 go.
I can see why they go with OSS. So my guess, the reason they went with OSS is OSS has their whole our patented flow through technology that doesn't up the back pressure. So now you can take it off and put it on and not have to worry about tuning it from one to the other. That's probably my thought. It's an ease of, and it's got a QD attachment. So that's my guess.
Aaron, didn't we talk about the next story on Monday?
I don't know. I was Storm knocked me out, so I can delete that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next story.
All right. Next story is pint-sized Parabellum. A look at the new FN 503 9mm pistol by Guns.com, and all I can think of is a 9mm and a tiny little thing brings back flashbacks of the Keltec PF9, which I absolutely hate.
Well,
so I'm just thinking that. But
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, I just am not micro pistols. I don't like.
So this one's interesting. I think they might be competing with the Mossberg MC1 SC because it's tiny and only carries like 8 rounds.
Or the Shield or the Glock 43.
Yeah.
I think they missed the mark with the. They should have built something that competed with the 43X or the 365.
Yes.
Yeah, welcome to 6 years ago, FN.
6. Welcome to 2012.
I agree. I really don't see when the 365 came out, I was like, this is crazy. Things are different now. And then
The one time Springfield didn't step on their own when they came out with a gun. When they're like, oh, yeah, you really like that? Here's ours. And just to be, we made it hold an extra round.
That's right.
And then it's like, oh, great, the 503. Okay, so you made a Smith & Wesson shield when nobody wants to buy shields anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
who
if I-
okayed this?
If I remember correctly, this was actually a gun that so FN sent out me, Cowan, Fisher, and Blowers to their factory, and we got to test drive a lot of cool new stuff. And this is right around when the 509 came out, and this was pre-509T. So basically they showed us the 509T, the new mounting system, cool gun, great system, the upgrades from the existing 509. And I think this was one of the pistols they also showed us. This was 2017, though.
Wow.
I don't know why it took so long to come out. At the time, it was I was interested. It sounded really good.
It was
but
relevant.
now, 365s and
Hellcat.
43Xs and Hellcats and
Yeah. 43X or a 43X with a Shield Arms magazine or a P365 XL. Like, dude, I got 15 rounds with your 8. And don't get me wrong, I love FN. I'm carrying a goddamn FN.
Yeah.
I want a 509 tactical like you wouldn't believe. I got 2 of them sitting in the store, and I just want to just take it. Just take it, dude.
Great guns.
Well, at least they're only $549. I mean, that's a plus, right?
Oh, I thought you said 3, and that's
And it's our
No.
P549, so it'll
5.
retail for $475.5.
Yeah, something like that. It's a miss. Next story, Aaron.
All right.
Yeah,
Next up-
unless that thing came out for like $300, it's not going to sell.
Well, if you think about it too, when they were supposed to be providing something for the military, the reason they were cut out was their price was too high. The 509 was too high quality, I suppose.
True.
All right, gentlemen, meet the new EAA Gearson Regard MC Gen 4 9mm pistol, or as I like to call it, a Beretta with a hole looking pistol grip.
E pluribus.
Look at that thing. Doesn't it look like something like it looks like a.
It looks like Eugene on Preacher.
It does.
Our space.
Yeah. So, okay, I don't know.
It's a Beretta.
What is it going to do better than what we already have?
I don't know. It's an EAA.
With the Beretta, so like doing better than it, like isn't hard as long as you don't copy it.
I mean, it even has a decocker on there and everything.
Like
man.
being the smartest kid with Down syndrome.
I mean, wait, but where's it made?
Gerson.
Brazil.
It's made in
Oh
Turkey.
wait, no, wait,
It's Turkey, Turkish.
Well, it's Turkish military
Yeah.
uses it.
All right, I'll take
Gerson developed the regard for use by the Turkish military. Gerson is a Turkish
Okay.
EAA's the importer. Gerson regard, I guarantee it's Turkey.
So, funny story is we did an interview of Gerson at SHOT Show like 5 years ago, and it's got tens and 20s of thousands of views. Like, I don't understand. And it's the worst interview in the universe because the rep, can barely speak
Doesn't speak
English.
English.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, but it gets so many views. It's crazy. But yeah, this $510, does that change anyone's mind? I mean,
no, because you can get a used Beretta for
Less.
that or less. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, except it has the PMAG window feature.
Yeah.
That's part of the hole.
Is that a window? Oh my god!
is,
I thought
yeah.
it was. Yeah, you're right.
No, I'm good.
It's going to be a no for me, dog. I'm out.
So what does that say about the reliability of the magazine then too? Because you have to have it open like that.
Yeah,
Right.
Well,
exactly.
it might be. Well, you have a clear magazine, so like that's not going to change anything. Like no one's going to get through the magazine unless it's like a steel magazine with a cutout. Then it's
That's what I'm thinking it is.
like yeah. If you got like if it's like an ETS mag, like so what? Yeah, if you got a cutout on the side of your magazine, you're stupid.
Just so you can see it through your grip.
It's like those
Okay, wait a minute.
skeletonized AK magazines.
Wait, how much do I have?
Just what I want for muddy warfare.
I take it back. I do want one, just because it's already on its way to being one of the pistols from that Romeo and Juliet movie. That's just like ridiculously skeletonized. Throw that thing in a mill, make it so you can see like the recoil spring, and you're halfway there. Put some gold on it.
All right.
Nice. All right. Finally, shrugging off COVID, states report record turkey hunting seasons. And I just think it's great that people are shooting turkeys.
Speaking of turkey,
Yeah. What? Yeah. I'm like hungry now. Suddenly, my mouth is watering. Shrugging off COVID. What the does this have to do with COVID?
People are going out hunting.
They wanted to go out hunting because they were off work, had the time, and I think people are getting worried about meat getting expensive or hard to find.
true.
Is standing out in the middle of a field by your self not the social distancing like personified?
Usually when I go hunting, I try to go to the place with the fewest number of people.
Yeah.
6 feet apart.
Yeah. But
Right.
I mean, this is because people are off work, like, right?
But yeah, what you do is you hold your shotgun by the stock and hold it with an outstretched arm and spin around in a circle like the Texas Twister. And then if you hit anybody, they're too close.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
But it's turkey hunting, so everyone's really well camouflaged. So it's a good idea to do that to make sure there's.
Well, you got to
nobody
do it
hidden.
with your finger on the trigger. So if you hit somebody, you pull the trigger and you shoot them.
Oh, you just
Also, when you
just
spin
take
like that, the bullets will actually turn like
Yeah.
around your body.
They track the turkeys.
Who's the Russian instructor dude that did that with live weapons?
Sonny Puzinkas.
Was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. In his defense, he did start by saying like, "This is really stupid, and you should never do this." But I know one guy who claims that one time it helped him, but it's really stupid, and then he does it anyway. But it's still oh god, that doesn't make it like that much better. And the the GIF and everything is just so great.
I know. I'm trying to
So
find it.
speaking of that video at the top, do you remember when like the Magpul DVDs?
Yes,
Yes.
I have
They
them.
were so.
I have them too.
Yeah,
The what?
Doesn't everyone have them?
They were
No.
wonderful.
What's that?
That was like right when I first started getting into guns. Actually, that was my gospel.
when those came out, like I didn't have training available to me in my area, so like that was what I had.
Yeah, I loved them. Matt, did you do those too?
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, they were awesome.
Oh yeah!
They were amazing. I can't find the one of Pazikas spinning around in a circle, but
DVDs.
it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Actually, I have some Blu-rays,
You didn't have
DVDs
the
and
VHS?
Blu-rays.
The
No.
NRA series of VHS?
I went
Sad.
to the Remington factory and museum last summer in New York, and they have like a little gift shop where they sell like factory second Remington 700 stocks and stuff. And they had this huge bin full of the Magpul shotgun Blu-ray for like $2.50. I was like, if I didn't already have this, I'd buy one.
You should have bought more and sold them on eBay.
And gotten like $1 plus shipping.
I heard they still have them on Laserdisc for sale.
I would have written Chris Costa's name inside the cover, and you could have sold him. I'm not saying as autograph.
In Japan,
In
Right,
Japan. Oh,
exactly.
man. I could have sent him to Eric, and he could have sold him.
That would have been wonderful. Matt, what's been up, man? How's your pandemic been?
oh, it's been delightful. I unfortunately am essential, so I've been working every day, and yeah.
Yeah.
So on the law enforcement side, I've compared notes with other friends throughout the country. Incidents haven't necessarily changed. We just have less traffic related incidents, less wrecks, more domestics, more juvenile problems. Imagine that. What are the odds?
Yeah. I mean, not really that surprising,
Yeah.
but it has been just like a crazy time. Do you guys have all kinds of requirements on wearing masks and all kinds of good stuff like that?
No.
Interesting.
We have them supplied, but it's not mandatory by any means. It's all up to it's officer discretion. So I have a nice gas mask that I've yet to use. I use as a joke on occasion, but if I'm responding somewhere, if I'm responding to a medical, I'm not even going in the house.
Yeah.
Leave it to the medical guys. Leave it to the medics. They're masked up and everything. I'll stay in my car. If we're
I'm
responding,
only here to shoot dogs. And
that's
kick in
right.
doors.
That's the only reason I'm there. And if I see any, but if we respond to something where we know that there might be some kind of an infection, that we can throw on masks or whatever. But preferably, we pull everyone out of the house and talk to them there, even if it's raining. Except for the dogs, they can stay inside.
They can stay inside. What about primary and secondary? Yeah, I know you were doing tons of live shows and
Burnout is an understatement. We were doing them every night.
dude, I saw
everywhere
that.
from 3 to I think we even did it at 1-8. Maybe it was a 7-hour episode. It was great though. It was so much fun. So many people jumped on. People I wasn't expecting some of these guys to jump on, and we talked about everything from pipe tobacco to 80s action movies. So much fun.
Nice.
It's kind of like one of these.
Right. Except you guys are smart.
No.
The people were asking us, like, are you guys going to do extra episodes? I was like, no. Like, we do enough episodes. We're just fine. So have you stopped doing the every night?
Oh yeah. Now it's been a couple weeks since I've done an episode. It's been kind of difficult to try to schedule things. People's, I would think it would be easier, but for some reason it's more difficult to get the right panels together.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
That's weird because everyone's playing Call of Duty, man.
And Minecraft.
And Minecraft. That's awesome. Where can people find you and primary and secondary and all the stuff that you do?
Well, primaryandsecondary.com is one place. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram, YouTube, all those good places. And it's just a good place to hang out and compare notes with a bunch of people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, from all kinds of professions, whether it be military, law enforcement, or everyday responsible gun carrier. Good times.
Awesome, man. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Appreciate it very much.
Oh, my pleasure.
Always good to have you on. And we even had questions that were almost like they were catered to you or something.
Yes.
That was perfect. I loved it. Don't forget out there to go check out the Sonoran Desert Institute, sdi.edu. Check out their gunsmithing degree program and all the different programs that they have as well for AR-15s and all kinds of other stuff, 1911s, and just it's all out there on their website, sdi.edu. We're going to wrap this up, but before I do, join a gun-related advocacy group. Firearms Policy Coalition is kind of my jam right now. Like, they're the ones that I'm like, those dudes have it going on. I mean,
they do good work.
Yeah, Matt LaRosier, Adam Kraut, like doing a ton of their legal stuff, and they're constantly just they're just after people over like always. They're just filing the lawsuits and making and holding people accountable for their behaviors, which is pretty damn awesome. So I donated to them recently, but there's also GOA and Second Amendment Foundation out there doing work as well. But get involved if you're sitting on your ass right now. Maybe write some letters, do some things, whatever you have to do, go do it. I mention this every single week because I think it's important, because I think that suicides have definitely been on the rise. I've talked to some of my medical friends, and Matt, you seeing the same?
All ages.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's not one specific demographic either.
Been seeing that and hearing that a lot. But not just that. Now's the time when I think it's going to get even worse, because people have been out of work, jobs have gone away, companies have closed down. It's going to get, people are good. They've kind of been hanging on by the skin of their teeth. But I think now, as things start to open up and as things, as we really start to experience the fiscal repercussions to our economy here, I think it's going to get even worse. So if you need an ear, if you need just someone to talk to, like, they're always out there. The number is 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-TALK. And I understand a lot of us don't like talking on the phone. You can text the number 741-741, and that they will actually be able to text back and forth and do it that way. So if you need that number, call, text, whatever you have to do. This is passing. Things will get better. I promise. All right, guys, we're here live every week, Mondays and Wednesdays, even during the apocalypse. But we're on demand every single day. Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, wherever, everywhere that podcasts are served. Go to WeLikeShooting.com/show to subscribe and find all of that good stuff. And as we always say, thanks for listening. Get some medical training. And no, Aaron, what did you write in there?
I write what I write every single week, Sean. Same thing.
What'd you write?
Take over the world.
Matt Lanfair is cool.
Yes, he is. He is very cool.
I don't know about that.
Nick, do
It
you
says
think
it every
that's
week,
cool?
so it's got to be true.
Yeah, I think so too. Wait, what does this say? Every time Sean mentions this, it makes me think I wish I was on the live chat to say, anyone who needs someone, ask. I agree with this 100%. It's important to know. Ask for help. Yeah, there you go. So the title of the show, should it be Thanksgiving Dinner,
No.
Goblin Shark,
No.
or Cool Boss?
Cool boss.
Yes. Cool boss.
Cool boss. 'Cause it's a reference to Aaron.
Yeah.
And the other two are things that you said.
Now, Matt, if you worked for Aaron, would you think he's a cool boss?
Based on all the interaction I've had with him, I'm going to have to say yes.
Yeah, because we ate at the Waffle House.
Yeah,
There
it was
you go.
delicious.
How drunk were you?
We weren't drunk at all.
How hungover were you?
Well, we were road tired.
Yeah, because we were driving through, and Matt met us for dinner. It was awesome. It was one of the finest things that's ever happened to Aaron.
It was great.
We'll talk to you all next week.
Bye.
We'll see.
I had like the huge breakfast.
Did you think that show was worth $1? Help the cast by visiting lovewls.com.